Chip Reid joins us now from the scene where this all just unfolded. Chip, what, about 7 hours ago? You've been out speaking to people there. What have they been telling you about what happened exactly this morning?
Well, one of the first things they mention is what a quiet, perfect family neighborhood this is. Let me give you an idea of that. Over here, you have a park where children were playing shortly after this happened. People still felt safe after it happened. On the other side of that is a butterfly garden. And over here, you have the baseball field where the shooting occurred. And just beyond that is a dog park. There were a lot of people who had to wait in the dog park with their dogs until the police allowed them to leave to make sure the scene was clear. And then over here, you can see right by the baseball field a couple of lawnmower tractors, and that is just beyond that is the third base dugout, and that is where the shooter is believed to have entered the field. And this could have been much, much worse if you hadn't had a quick response from local Alexandria police, and even more important, by those two Capitol police officers who were here because Congressman Steve Scalise, who is a member of the congressional leadership, has security with him all the time. The others did not. If those two police officers, Capitol Hill officers, had not been here, there's no telling what might have happened here. A lot of people are really thanking them for having been here and for having risked their lives. Both were injured in taking this shooter down. But we have talked to a lot of people in the neighborhood right off the park over here who said at first they thought, is that fireworks? They weren't sure. And then they very quickly realized it was much more than fireworks. And not only did they hear gunshots, but they could tell that it was an exchange of fire, that on one side you had somebody shooting and then somebody responding. So there they were within maybe 50 to 100 yards. They couldn't see it necessarily, but they sure could hear it, and they understood that there was a major shootout going on right outside their back doors. They sent their kids into a safe part of the house. They brought the dogs and went inside themselves. You may be able to hear there are some jets flying overhead. Those are not commercial jets. Those are military jets. I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on here. That's a sound you often hear in this area. But I tell you, there were some neighbors here who just said they were completely freaked out by what happened here, because it's just not the kind of thing you expect in a very pleasant middle-class neighborhood, a commuting neighborhood for Washington, D.C.
And Chip, President Trump moments ago said the suspect has died from his injuries, but the investigation into what his motive may have been continues. The baseball game that the Republican congressmen were practicing for tomorrow is a long-standing tradition in Washington. What more can you tell us about what they were doing, and how much would have been publicly known about their location and of course, the date of their practice?
Well, it's not a secret. I mean, if you wanted to find out about it, you could certainly find out about it. I'm sure the Capitol Hill newspapers report that they come out here and practice every morning at about 6:30 to 8, and it is wonderful news. So members of Congress say that the game will be played tomorrow. It's their way of saying we're not going to, if you don't play the game, then the bad guy wins. So they are going to be playing the game. I'm not sure where the game will be, and I can guarantee you security will be extremely tight at that game, but still it's a positive gesture that they are doing that. But this game happens every year, and it is pretty intensely competitive, as you can guess by the fact that they're out here practicing from 6:30 on every morning. They do take who wins this game very seriously, especially in this partisan environment, but I don't think it's going to be that way tomorrow. Earl?
And currently, Chip, the website for that congressional baseball game is promoting the location as Nationals Field, just on the other side of the Potomac, close to where you are. All plans currently are for that game to continue. Chip Reid there on the scene for us live. Thanks, Chip.